And then having those conversations with people are going to allow you to refine it over time and refine it over time and know, just like with any engineering solution, that's a good thing. As you learn, oh, okay, maybe I'm not going to be a professional footballer, but maybe I can go to a community league. Okay, now I'm making it better and better and better and better. So I think it allows you to be able to refine it as you go along.
And you talk about, we've had future casting, back casting, but you've also got threat casting. And threat casting, I think you've actually got a threat casting lab as well. So threat casting, explain that and then give us an idea of what the threat casting lab's like.
Yeah. So threat casting is as it sounds. So what we've been talking about is future casting, and that's generative. What's the future you want? Where do you want to go? And oftentimes, even in the book, I ask people, well, saying what's the future you want for many people it's a tough question. So I also ask people sometimes, and it's in the questions, well, what do you not want? So what's the future you don't want? Because oftentimes you can say, well, I know I don't want this. Okay, great. Then you flip it over and say, okay, well, here's what you want. And again, you're going to what you're aspiring to. But threat casting is a little bit different. So threat casting says, well, what are the threats of the future? What are you worried about? What's the things that you're really scared about? And we do get into this in the book, some very scary things. And so we say, okay, let's identify it. Let's, again, take it on like an engineer. Let's identify what it is so that you can then say, all right, let's get into the details of it. So let's get really specific about what it means. It could be something health related, career related, money related, but you got to get really specific about it. And as you start to write that down, then you start thinking about, okay, what are the meaningful steps I can take to make sure that it doesn't happen? And also, what are the things I need to keep an eye out that it might be starting to manifest itself? So it kind of gives people, again, that empowerment and that process to identify the fear and take steps. In the threat casting lab, it's a really great place. So we have students. So I have students who come at all levels. We also do a lot of work with industry and government and military to bring people together. And oftentimes we do very big events where we get people together, sometimes 20, 30, 40, 50 people, where we do this threat casting together. So a lot of those questions that you saw that got asked in the book, we actually work in groups and actually get people together to think about, climate change, to think about cybersecurity, to think about kind of big problems. And in the lab, we kind of bring people together to collaborate and work together on those. And then we have students who are learning to be future casters, who are learning to be threat casters, who are getting degrees in it so that they can then go out and be futurists in government, in industry, and actually go and make a better future.